the baby incubator exhibit, fairgoers looking for more out-of-the-ordinary dining experience might grab a bite to eat at the Incubator Cafe. For loftier appetites, the Ferris wheel offered its own dining experience. If you wanted to create gourmet meals rather than eat them, the fair offered an opportunity to learn from a master. Sarah Tyson Rohrer, a famed columnist for the Ladies' Home Journal and founder of the Philadelphia Cooking School, operated the East Pavilion Cafe, flanking the beautiful Cascades. Mrs. Rohrer's restaurant served her, quote, dainties, unquote, on the first floor, while she served up cooking classes in the basement. Visitors could take home her World's Fair souvenir cookbook for 50 cents.
World's Fairs provided focal point culturally for many of the people who came and had not experienced inventions or things like food, which had been dispersed in a very sort of regional, vernacular way throughout the 19th century. So that Dr. Pepper was popularized at the fair, even though it had existed in Texas since the 1880s.
Another soft drink vendor, however, did not fare as well. The St. Louis Coca-Cola
At the fair, even though it had existed in Texas since the 1880s.
Another soft drink vendor, however, did not fare as well. The St. Louis Coca-Cola Bottling Company was denied a concession booth at the 1904 fair. After reviewing the company's application, the concessions committee declined the request, citing, quote, the limited information at hand concerning this drink, unquote. The soft drink had previously been marketed as a cure for headaches and other ills. There is a good deal of folklore regarding foods and beverages said to be invented at the 1904 World's Fair. Iced tea is one of those. Authentic Indian, Ceylonese, and Japanese tea houses, as well as companies like Lipton Tea, provided a constant flow of liquid stimulation to visitors. But on steamy summer days in St. Louis, hot beverages would have been less than popular.
The popular legend goes that an East Indian merchant was trying to sell hot tea on a hot summer day and not doing very well, and someone came by with some ice, put some ice in a cup, and voila, iced tea was born.
Iced tea was served at a Civil War reunion in 1890, and they had 880 gallons of it.
Iced tea was a popular drink throughout the South and had been served and recorded as being served at very large meetings and conventions many, many years before the St. Louis World's Fair.
Almost all of the restaurants coming into the fair had on their menu iced tea and iced coffee. So I doubt that Richard Bleckenden invented it at the fair and all of a sudden everyone put it on their menus.
Few would argue that one popular food really did make its explosive debut at the fair. Although the Japanese were selling rice cake confections, the exhibit of the Anderson Puffed Rice Company, a subsidiary of Quaker Oats, offered something completely different.
One thing that we do know for a fact was that puffed rice, the cereal, was being introduced in 1904, and it was considered a new confection. And we do have photographs showing the puffed rice stand and how people could for the first time taste puffed rice. So that one we would be very likely to say might be a new invention in 1904.
Everyone was vying for the consumer's eye, or taste buds. Entire displays were made of corn, presidents sculpted in butter, and elephants made from nuts. Visitors to California's exhibit could guess how many prunes there were in a giant prune bear. The prize? More prunes. No story about food at the 1904 World's Fair would be complete without mentioning the creme de la creme of World's Fair controversies, the ice cream cone.
The story at the World's Fair goes that an ice cream vendor was running out of dishes to sell his ice cream in because he just couldn't keep them clean fast enough.
Everything served at the fair, of course, were in real dishes, glass dishes, pottery. Nothing was served in throwaway, so it's possible that he did actually run out of his serving dishes.
And nearby there was a Syrian immigrant named Ernest Hamwi who had a waffle stand and according to the legend, wrapped one of his waffles around some sort of a cone.
And put ice cream in it. Thus the ice cream cone was born, and in short order, all over the World's Fair, World's Fair cornucopias were being sold.
Unfortunately, the story seems to be as soft and malleable as ice cream on a St. Louis summer day. It seems that a New Yorker named Italo Marchioni holds the patent for an ice cream cone maker.
An individual from New York City did get a patent in late 1903 on an edible ice cream container, which was a baked, flat-bottomed container with a handle. If that's an ice cream cone, well, he gets the nod as inventing the ice cream cone.
Fair enthusiasts scoff at the contention that this device made ice cream cones, noting it actually made bowls, not cones. They proudly point to a photo of the family of Montague Lyon standing in front of a popular 1904 World's Fair attraction. A picture, they say, is worth 1,000 words.
Ice cream cones were available to people for the first time in most cases. The ice cream cone had been invented earlier, so it was really just being popularized.
A man from California wrote to the Post-Dispatch and said, you know, I think you probably did popularize the ice cream cone there, but I have to tell you, in the 1890s when I was in Hanover, Germany, that I had a waffle cone with ice cream in it, and they served that regularly in Hanover.
Exactly who invented the ice cream cone and when may forever be open to debate. What can be said for certain is that in the summer of 1904, 20 million visitors from every state in the Union and from around the world were exposed to new foods, drinks, and confections that have since become staples of the American diet. On the evening of December 1st, 1904, David R. Francis